Hi there, everyone. A big welcome today to everybody joining us and wishing all of you are having a bright and beautiful holiday season. I'm Annette Munich, co host of Father Shawn's Paranormal Ministry, right here on UPRN Talk Radio, 107.7 FM New Orleans and 105.3 FM Gulf Coast. Unfortunately, Father Shawn is not with us today due to illness, and all of your thoughts and prayers on his behalf are more than welcome. Father Shawn is a permanent cast member from Eli Roth Presents the Legion of Exorcists Travel Channel, and now available to watch on Max and Discovery Plus. He is a priest with the Old Catholic Church and author of God, Ghosts, and the Paranormal Ministry, Volumes 1 and 2. Plus, our new book together and with contributors called Help Me, I'm Haunted. All are available on Amazon, paperback, and Kindle. Signed copies from Father Shawn are available on his website, Ghost Be Gone Biz. I'm the owner of Stellium Books and a lifelong paranormal experiencer and author. On the last Friday of the month, we have Happy Medium Monthly, and we have her again today, and it's the lovely and talented, happy Cape Cod medium psychic, and she comes and does free readings, and we love her so much, and she's here with us today. So I'd like to welcome Susan Ahearn. Hi, Susan.
Hi,
Thank you
Annette.
so much. I've been looking forward to this, and I forgot to say that you're also a contributor in the book, Help Me, I'm Haunted. And she wrote a lovely article in there about attachments, and just beautifully done. And we're happy to have her here today. We've got some energetic predictions coming up for the new year.
I've got some fun stuff. I kind of went crazy. I don't know. I'm like,
Go
we
crazy,
can do
girl.
this and we can do that. And while the father's away, the mice will play. And so,
I feel so bad, and I hope he's
oh,
better. And he just says I'm a little better. And I'm reading everything off of a steno pad because it's not that I don't know it. I just don't want to forget something that I meant to say. So, Father Shawn, if you're listening later, we miss you.
we love you.
Get better
Feel better,
soon.
please.
Got to get better for the new year.
Yes. Yep.
And all good things hopefully coming his way. So I thought that would be really nice to have some energetic predictions of what might be right around the corner.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for what's coming to the new year, how we've shifted. 2025 was difficult. It was like growing pains is kind of like the best way I can describe it. And some go through it easier than others, and some have a really hard time. And those growing pains are still going to continue if you haven't made some personal growth. So that's going to really be the deciding factor of how we move into 2026.
And that's funny because I have heard a lot of other people saying the same thing. It's going to be depending on how much work you've done and your own personal growth is how it's going to go for you. And I think, it's kind of like surfing. You just got to keep getting back up on the board.
Yeah. A lot of it's going to be accountability, how you bring yourself into this. It's very singular. We're working on the I am. I know I've talked about that before this year, but we're working on what I did before. Am I owning it? Am I fixing it? And then am I releasing it? And you can't just release it and walk away because you got to look at it. We have to really be accountable so that we don't do certain behaviors over again and that we've grown past that. So that's really key, number one. But Yeah, there's a lot going on. You want to start? You want to just jump right in?
I would love to jump right in. And, it seemed like I'm just talking now for a minute, but it seemed like for a long time, everything was going super slow, like walking through molasses. And then it turned into bam, 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 really
Yep.
fast. And it just feels like a lot of things. And um, just in general, the energy of everything felt different. Like we
Yep.
went from a very slow moving thing to a hurry up thing.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Because everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, it's when are we going to get past this?" It was
Right.
very constipating feeling,
Yeah.
like just do it already, like, and it
Right.
wasn't
Yes.
moving that fast.
I agree.
So the
Exactly.
exciting part is that while you were in that moment of stillness, you got the opportunity to work on your stuff, right? Because nothing else was happening. You couldn't move forward in your business. You couldn't move forward in your relationship. You couldn't move forward. Like there was no forward. And now it is. So that's what you were supposed to be doing. And if you didn't do it, you're going to feel the growing pains. You're going to feel uncomfortable until you come to terms with really owning your choices, your decisions, and where you in your direction. Where do you want to be? Do you
Right.
want to be a part of the problem or you want to be a part of the solution?
Right.
And we're seeing a lot of problem out there, but now we're seeing a lot of change and a lot of solutions,
Right.
a lot of really positive options.
Excuse me. And it also feels like the law of the pendulum where it goes too much this way, too much that way.
Mhm.
Even what I was saying before, so slow, too fast.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in the middle would be nice. Something that doesn't swing higher than 25%,
Yep.
for a feeling of getting a little bit grounded.
So that too fast, too slow is the choice part. You're at this point, I don't want to say that because then that's projecting people have to be in the same place. But hopefully you know what brings you joy. Hopefully now you know that that job that you were in that was just miserable, you've made a positive change. You've had the opportunity to change out of it. Or you don't get to change out of it, but you get to appear different. You get to present yourself different. You get to approach it in a different way. So now it's not as miserable because you're not playing the game. You're not playing along. You're not getting sucked into the drama. When you just decide, I'm going to stay here, but I'm not going to be the drama or be a part of the drama, that's when that all changes for you. And so we're not so bipolar, one side or the other. We've now decided where we want to be, and you find that joy, so that no matter what you're doing, you're not being knocked off. And I'm loving that right now. It's something like really clicked, and I have a lot of things going on right now. Um, like I don't have heat,
Oh, Lordy,
and
Lord.
I haven't had heat since, and I'm in New England, so it's 27, 25 out right now. And I haven't had it since New Year's Eve, and I won't get it, and no one's coming until Monday. So I'm going to be like 5 days without my mini split working. Um, and normally that would have sent me into a, a, a different headspace. And I'm just like, it's okay. Like I will problem solve the best I can. And then that's all I can do. So this was kind
Right.
of a test. So I was into a place where I'm like, oh, I'm managing, I'm going through the holidays, everything is great, nothing's a big deal. And then they went, really? Let's see what happens when we do this. So, and I've still been able to maintain that and not dive into the panic and the fear. That's a big thing. We're seeing that, if you're still watching the news.
You know
Um,
what? You know what I think?
what?
I think you should read a book.
Well,
We got
that's
lots of
right.
great books. And you know what?
We do have.
You like
I
how I
know a
just
girl.
grabbed that? You like how I just went ahead and grabbed
I
that?
love
But
that segue. That's beautiful.
um and I sent out a lot of books this year for gifts, and get off the screens. And I really believe, truly believe in my heart, that people that don't like reading, they just haven't found their genre yet, because it's a wonderful, cheap vacation. Just like when we were kids and reading Rainbow, I can go
Oh,
anywhere, I can be anything, you
yeah,
know. So the reading is a wonderful thing to pull back and be into yourself, and don't consume so much of that, because it's just chaos and confusion. And if you get grounded yourself, and you could get up in the morning and set your sights on doing your thing and having a good day no matter what, because we can't control it. We have
no,
no
can't.
control. And what they're saying today might not be the same thing they're saying on Thursday.
Right.
So, what are you going to do? But 100% agree with you. But I would
And
love
we're
to.
doing a lot of this in our phones. So we got to stop doing
Right.
that, because you could lose hours. I've done it. I'm like, oh my gosh, what time is it? I was just
I've done
looking
it.
for
I do it all the
external
time.
entertainment.
Yeah.
And
And you
so
know what?
that has to stop.
You get passive brained. And I worry about our kids, because I think that they're losing their imagination. When we were younger, I'm sure I'm older than you, but we played a lot of imagination games and dressed up, and we'd make up a game. And um, that's really an important thing. You don't want to get too passive brained where you expect the world to entertain you 24/7. That's not good. I think you learn problem solving skills.
Right. You definitely do. And that is one thing that we have not seen is the problem solving and the dream state. And that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, was the ending of the dream state. And it's that I want everything to be, we just want everything to be perfect, or we have this non-realistic perception of people that we follow, whether it be whatever it is, whatever genre, and we want them, or we bought into something in 2025 about them, or sooner or earlier, right? Without getting political or going into anything, which is kind of hard right now, but like,
It is
if
hard
you
because
fix,
they've made things political that were never political. It
right,
was
right,
never political. Now it
no,
is.
right,
Uh, and,
everything is, and if it isn't, they're going to make it political. So
right.
um it's reality. And also we're going to be seeing that we want more reality. We're tired of the dream state. It really didn't do us any good. We
Well,
bought into things, and now we're going to want clarification in 2026.
I'm
That's what
thinking
you're going to see.
this, and you say what you think, if you think I'm on something or not.
Okay.
But I think that the dying embers of Pisces,
Hmm.
because we're age of Aquarius people now, of which I am one of those, but the dying embers of so much emotionality, and um, like you say, kind of a fantasy thing, and a lot
Hmm.
of theater, and just kind of over the top. But I'm not saying all of Pisces is like that. I'm saying the dying embers of it, kind of too much emotion, too, it's just, it
Yep.
feels excessive.
Yep. Very much so. I would agree with that. And that's where, but see, and that's that going to that place. We are like, it's like having too much ice cream. Actually, I don't know if that's a possibility, but it's having too much of something. And then
Hypothetically, if one could have too much ice cream.
that will not happen in 2026. Mm-mm. So we're gonna be wanting more rebalancing, and that's what it is. It's like too much of this, too much drama. People are oversharing, and it's over dramatizing stuff. It's we're going to leave that weakness. They don't have emotional strength. Like, oh, I have to take the week off because
Yeah.
something happened, and it wasn't like it was like a goldfish died. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I think we could, not to to
Yeah.
minimize your pain, but stop.
Yeah.
dust off and keep going. There's no
Right.
we're coming back into that where we need a little bit more strength, and that type of drama is going to be seen not as entertainment but as weakness. So that's going to be seen.
Well, people don't really watch soap operas anymore, and it's because we live in one.
Right.
And
Right.
like I said earlier, what they're saying on Monday might not even be saying the same thing they are on Thursday. And it's just so much churning and happening. And I think
Right.
after a while, of course, again, I'm Aquarius, it gets really exhausting.
It does.
And you're trying to be nice, but you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
some people anymore never seem happy to me. I don't even know if they're trying to be happy. They're waiting
No,
for life to
definitely is a
make them
choice. That's a
happy.
choice.
If
It's
you're
you
waiting for
can.
life to make you,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this twice because I love all of our listeners and I love our chatters very, very much. If you're waiting for life to make you happy, you're giving away all of your personal power in your life,
Yeah.
waiting for external sources to give you what you need and validate you and tell you that you're cute and all that stuff. It's just a fool's errand to be waiting for external sources to give you happiness.
Right. And so that's why we're seeing relationships are changing. We're coming out of, I know people don't like when I say this, but we are coming out of the need to marry people, be in that type of relationships. We're moving out of that. We're phasing that out. Um, and not because we aren't observing that, like it's not that, it's just that well, the divine feminine, there's strength in the divine feminine, and women realize they don't need the masculine. They don't need men at this point. They're really taking care of themselves, and they're making equal money, and they're fulfilling all of these things, unfortunately, that their partner didn't stand up for, didn't provide for them. So they're doing it on their own. And so we're seeing less of that. Now, not less commitment, less of the marriage commitment. That sacrament, right, really
I,
is disappearing.
I,
So
I,
that's going to be interesting to see how and what's happening with that.
I think that I think that we're going to go through a rebalancing, and I think that just because you don't feel like you need a partner doesn't mean it wouldn't be really great to have one. And also that um, they talk a lot about divine masculine and divine feminine. I think
Mhm.
everybody should try to act like that level of divine because a lot of people are they don't have that attitude of being the best version of themselves.
Right.
And then if something great comes along, something wonderful comes along, and you just live your life and enjoy it.
Right.
But, if you can't be happy unless you're in a relationship, then that's something you're doing to yourself again, too.
Right, right, exactly. It's like marrying for money or marrying for status. That is not going to pan out. Like,
Yeah.
so I think what's happening is we may be going with the no marriage thing is that other side of the polar opposite, and taking some downtime, and then I see us coming back together again. But we have to have this separation to redefine. And the divine masculine is this year is definitely, we've seeing it coming, but this time we're going to be seeing shifts in that, so that the masculine's really taking a huge rehaul. They're like, it's a redo for the masculine. And how they were expected to be, see, early 30s to the 50s, 60s, they were not as, they weren't allowed to be emotional. They weren't allowed to have feelings. They weren't allowed to cry. That was never a thing.
Right.
So now that that's coming into balance, you're going to see that more. But you're also going to see women doing things for themselves, which they should be. like I had a friend that said, like, this always blew my mind. She goes, "Oh, I don't shovel." And I'm like, "What? You don't shovel?" Like, yeah, you do today. Like, here's a shovel, shoo, go do it. Yeah, like they don't. So you're going to see that we all participate. We are all equal. We are all in balance. There's some people that'll be better at others. And so we work on our positives, our strengths and our weaknesses, but we come together and not as as a, as a
Adversarial.
flow. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
being very blended
Everything
and very
feels
nice.
adversarial, and that's not the way to go. It really
Mm-mm.
isn't.
No. So it is a good change. It may be uncomfortable at first, and people are going to have to step up. They're going to have to do their work, and you're going to see the people that are not going to do the work are the ones that will not be happy. And so
Well,
that's a choice, right? Being happy is a choice.
I did a lot of chit chatting with you till our chat room filled up a little bit.
Oh, good,
So
good,
now,
good.
officially,
Mm-hmm.
Susan can start with all of her energetic findings.
Do. I will say this is going to be interesting. I want to look at this around January 7th to the 10th. I am predicting a really big earthquake. Russia and Thailand in that area.
Wow.
So we're going to sit and see what happens with that. It has to do with some astrology as well. I was looking up why I was picking that up. So we'll see. I was having a hard time pinpointing it, but at least I can channel it to like that area. So we'll look January 7th through the 10th. It's coming up like in 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I hope not.
Well,
Earthquakes are scary. You can't run, you can't hide.
no, you just got to go with the shaking.
That's it.
It's what we're feeling. You know how we're having this, we're shaking up and shedding. Mother Earth is doing the same thing. She's
Yeah.
doing it on her level, and so that's why we're feeling all of this. She's doing her own turbulence, and so it has to be done. It's a necessity for things to change. So there may be good with it. We may be opening up something under the Earth's core that we didn't realize was there, and that's going to be beneficial for us. So we have to kind of look positively and say, okay, this is what's happening. Did we plant ourselves on Mother Earth, and built a house out on a perch, and maybe that wasn't the best place, but we, in our infinite wisdom, thought that this was the best thing for us, and now it's corroding and decaying, and we probably knew better. So, in those circumstances, it's a learning lesson. We have to be more, don't build a house too close to the water. It's that our water table is going to change. And so we're going to see that as well. Some places are going to be getting lots of water and other places will not be. And so there's going to be that, like you said, that really off balanced type feeling.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm getting another one. This was interesting. And this has to do with the male energy. April 19th, in and around April 19th, it has to do with Mercury and Mars. And it's all about the head and the brain. So I have a feeling that someone in power, I want to say power, but someone famous. And it's a little bit surprising. Someone is going to either have a stroke or something to do with the brain.
Oh,
So
no.
we're going to see that. That's going to be revealed or let us know that there's something, but it is definitely male that's going to happen. So we're going to see what that happens too. What else? Oh, transparency. We're going to do more of that. We've seeing it, but we're going to see more of it. Transparency with people in power, and it's going to start trickling down to police departments. Anyone that has had, it's the secrets they've been hiding, and they're going to be coming out. So anybody out there that has a secret, yeah. If you've done something and and you're hiding it, the chances are it's coming out. And so that goes to people, with infidelity and affairs and, but it really is coming at this point, which is the interesting part, is that it's not just we'll just say an affair. It's not just an affair. It's going to affect a lot of things. So it'll affect your job. It's gonna affect a lot. It's not just I wasn't faithful, where this is going to be different. So anybody holding a power position, even physicians, I saw physicians in that group. So I thought that that was interesting. So I don't know what that means. And so is that exposing, maybe, something medical we're going to be seeing coming out. They weren't narrowing that down for me. So that means there's going to be a lot of little things probably in the medical community that we trusted. We just trusted them openly. And those are the people that are going to get, that will be exposed as well.
I think that that's just going to be kind of the flavor of what we're going into. And I think that it's good, but I think that it's been brought on by all the corruption, all of this stuff. Like, people are really slow to totally trust, including all of our institutions, because there's been so much in the news and over the years. And I know that I always thought most people were good people. I always just thought that most
Right.
people, they don't want to do anything bad to you. They're not trying to rip you off. They're not lying to you. Why would they?
Right. Why? Right. Like, why would you do that? Yeah.
And it would be really great if we got back to that, where we felt like most people are decent people.
So how, and I love that, because now I'm going to segue into next thing, is how we achieve that is when we come back to center, when we take the time to be quiet, to read books, and to not overstimulate, we actually get to sit by ourselves and quiet. And people will then, I notice this on long journeys. If you jump in the car and drive across country, you're really going to learn about yourself quickly, because there's no external distractions. So if you're someone that's looking for distractions to avoid something, you're avoiding yourself. So you've got some work to do and to take that time. And so we're going to be seeing that. Where was I segueing to? I forget. What were you talking about?
I think you were headed in the direction of spending some time with yourself. And if you are driving, then you're kind of forced to be in a present moment with no distraction.
Oh, yeah. Whew. Don't get old.
Who are you telling? I have these senior moments all the time.
It's okay. So we're going to be learning to trust our own instincts, and that you can only do if you know who you are, and then you know what your vibration is. So when you are in a solid vibration, and you know it, and you've just got your energy down pat. When something uncomfortable comes into your energy fields, you're going to feel it. And you can even do this with food. If you're going to be eating food and you're like, you can do the test, kinesiology, you can just test and say, okay, is this food good for me to have? Your body will tell you, but you've got to trust. And there isn't a lot of trust. We don't trust what we're seeing. AI makes it so, like, oh, is that really a thing? Like, oh, do dogs really drive cars? We have to question what we're seeing. Right. And so this way, then you know exactly what's happening. And you're going to have to do that, because so much is going to be an illusion if you buy into the illusion.
Right.
And so
I think that we live in an era of apex marketing.
Yes.
I think
that.
it's all about marketing. Yep. And they rely very heavily on looks and do it like this and like that. And they think that, clickbait, sensationalism, confusion, chaos. And so we've been spun around in that for a while, but people are tired. We just want a simpler, easier life. something where once you realize that all of the headlines that are going on now, in 3 weeks, it's going to be something else that they're all in a flurry about. 3 weeks from then, something
Yeah.
else that there's cycles.
Yeah. We're going to be seeing a lot of change with farming and sustainability and bringing it back to America.
Nice.
We're going to be focusing on what we can do versus farming it out to everybody else. And that's going to give us a sense of pride that we've lost.
Yes.
So we're going to see that changes. And that's a really positive thing. I love that for us because we need that.
Yeah.
We need that.
Definitely need that.
Yeah, we need that. I think that's it. I think we covered. Oh, you know what? The 3-Eye Atlas. That was amazing for us going through that. And now that it's on its way out, it brought a lot of energy and a lot of shifting and a lot of advancement for us when it was here. It also gave science kind of a wake-up call. They and not to say that they thought they knew everything, because that's not true. They just was like, oh, that can't happen. Oh, that can't happen. They're like, oh, it's happening. So everything is possible. And 3-Eye Atlas showed us that is possible. And that's the beginning of our disclosure. This is going to be the beginning of well, I guess it can happen. And here they are. Yeah, it was very interesting. And that's going to be our first, not our first, because there's going to be a lot, and there were other stuff before this, but this is our first real science is going, oh, maybe it is something we don't know. Ta-da! That's what we needed to hear. It is something we don't know.
A couple of things that have happened, and recently, this year, they found those long tubes underneath the Egyptian pyramids.
Yes.
And they're looking into that. And then I saw that they found structures kind of like pyramids at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle.
Ooh.
And they're talking about pyramid type structures. If I'm wrong, correct me, in Antarctica. Ooh. And they're really wondering what might be under all that ice. And I think we're about, because we have an idea. When I say we, I'm like lumping myself in with scientists, and I'm not lumped in with scientists. But we have an idea. We kind of know what's going on and how old everything is. But I saw a scientist saying that he's like, they don't want to admit it, but we think civilization is older than we have found and recorded it to be, and they don't want to come off of that. But we're starting to see that it's true. And so just a lot of really interesting discoveries. And that's going to shed light on a lot of stuff. These people were not primitive to us. We think so because they didn't have microwaves or jazzercise or I don't know, laptops. But in their own way, they were pretty smart. So I think that's going to be a fascinating thing, keeping our eye on the science community. And I like watching archaeology type shows, and I find all that fascinating. So maybe we'll get to understand things better.
Well, it's going to give us the option to decide whether we believe it or not. But 3-Eye Atlas happened whether we believe it or not.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of that. And my suggestion is, do your work. If you're, and removing ourselves from fear and limitation and, that sense of lack, when we just don't buy into that, it disappears. So go in curious instead of fearful.
And also you can look at something and say, well, that's interesting. I'd like to know more about that. and just wait and see what happens.
Right.
I think we've been pushed along a road to, you have to make a decision right now. Do you believe this or not?
Right.
You can say, that's
Or,
interesting.
or
I
you don't,
wonder.
or you don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it, and that's okay. But it doesn't have to be a fight. It just is like, this is my opinion, and I'm comfortable just like until I get more information. I'm like, that's my story,
Right,
and it'd be okay. We're going to get back to that as well. People are going to be able to just be who they are, and it's going to be okay. It's just taking us time.
right,
People don't shift fast.
right. So that's all really interesting. And the disclosure thing, I'm a little outside the box on that because if they came out with disclosure, I'd be like, okay, thanks. Like, geez, we've known this for a long time.
Right.
Long time. Where have you people been? I guess they
But
think
some
that
people
we'll
don't.
freak out. But now, in this modern age, that we all have phones, which include video recorders in our pocket, there's so much video out there. You
Yeah.
just, I think you just don't want to believe. You just don't want to. I have seen 3 UFOs myself. Again, I'm not saying I saw spaceships or aliens. I'm saying precisely unidentified flying objects or UAP, as they like to say, UAP now. But, we understand what I'm trying to say. But I have had 3 incidents of that. And I mean, one for anybody that's like, okay, no, you didn't. I was sitting on my porch. It was there for hours. I
Oh,
went
I
in the
love that.
house to get something to drink. And I
Yep.
came back and I sat there. It was just hanging there. It was
Oh, I
just
love
there for
that.
hours.
Oh my
I went to
gosh.
bed. I went to bed, people.
You're like, I
Got
can't play with
tired.
you anymore. I gotta
I
go to
went to
bed.
bed. I can't play anymore. I gotta go to bed. Went to bed. It was still there. Next day, it
Oh,
was not there. But I mean, what hangs in the sky for hours and hours? I would want to say 4 hours solid. 4 hours. I'm looking at this thing. I took a video. But, what hangs in the sky for 4 hours is completely soundless. Again, I said UFO. I didn't say I saw a spaceship. I didn't say I saw an alien. I said, what is it? I don't know. It's unidentified.
it's a
That
thing
was
that hung
just
in the sky for 4 hours.
right,
I don't know.
soundlessly, with blinking lights on the bottom. And that's just one of my incidents. But I know there's people that, and that's fine. And maybe they would freak out if, the government actually said, but in my mind, they've had like some congressional hearings and stuff. They're talking about it. If it's completely not real, would they be bringing it up? I think they wouldn't.
Mm, they wouldn't. Yeah. And we know at this point that it is real. We just don't know. I wouldn't believe anything the government says at this point. They have horrible, horrible delivery. And at this point, we don't trust them, which now that's going to be
Well,
something we're going to have to learn to get again. But
right,
that's not going to happen next year. Sorry.
right. And I think they do that on purpose to be confusing. I think they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I think they just want, there's like a meme where, it looks like a person thinking and it looks like a scribble going all the way around, this great big scribble.
Yeah.
And then they finally open their mouth and they say like this much. That's like the whole world, like all your thoughts are a great big
Yeah.
scribble all over the place. On the one hand, this, on another hand, that. How many hands do you have? But it's all very
Right. Yeah.
confusing, I believe, on purpose.
Yeah.
I,
With
I
that,
believe.
it's a narcissist charm. You really want to believe what they're saying, but you just can't. You know it's going to bite you in the butt. But they have that charm. When they do finally say it, we go, oh, we want to believe. I really want to believe. And that's that dream state that I want to believe what they're saying, but we can't. So I get a fun thing we can do.
Okay, let's do a fun thing.
Okay. So, this is a funny story. Okay. So I have 23 physical abnormalities of a serial killer. So
Oh,
going
Happy
why?
New Year.
because this is how my brain works. So I'm in Staples and I go, can I get you to print this up really quick? Because usually I do it at work. So he goes, yeah, just send me over the copy of what you want and I'll print it up for you. So he's, and that's what it says. It's like in dark, letters, serial killer. So he's printing this up and he's trying not to react because he's not supposed to read it, but he can't not read it because it says serial killer. So everyone goes, and I'm just smiling at him. I'm like, mm-hmm. And so when he finally hands me the paper and he goes, oh, here's your thing that you wanted. And I said, I'm on a radio show and this is kind of going to be the topic. He's like, I had to explain why I had this list of serial killer identities. And he's just like, he starts laughing, like uncomfortable. And I said, it's okay. He says, I try not to ask questions. I said, yeah, but I would ask a question if that came up. So the poor
that's
guy.
Interesting. And, it reminds me, like back in the day, I worked in a really busy store. And I also worked in a really busy banquet hall. And I would see lots of people. Why am I bringing that up? Because I'd see something that would say 1 in 4 people is this, or 1 in 10, 2 in 10 people. Well, 25% of people. And then you get where you're just sort of looking at people and you think, one of you is the psycho. I saw at least 2 psychos today.
Yeah. So this will help you going into 2026. I feel like this is very informative.
Okay.
So if you have 3 out of the 5 traits, 3, or I should say 3 to 5 out of the 23 physical abnormalities, you could possibly be a serial killer, psychopath, sociopath.
You mean you could be a serial killer and not even know it? Because you didn't kill anybody yet, but on paper, you passed the test.
Right. And once again, it is all choice. It's about decisions and deciding what lifestyle you're going to take up. So there's a lot of things that can affect some of these questions, but I kind of thought it was kind of fun. Like, let's look.
Sure.
All right. So do you have flip-flops on? Take your sock off. Because if your third from the big toe is longer than your big toe and or any other toe, you may be a serial killer.
If my third toe is longer than my big toe,
yep,
I'm safe.
Whew, me too.
I passed the first test. Hey, that was easy.
Yeah, everybody out there, raise your hand if you have a long third toe.
My condolences to anybody who just looked at their foot and found out that something is majorly wrong with them mentally. Just because of your foot.
Just one, but one doesn't do it. It's not going to be, you got one. You need like 3 or 5, so don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. This is in palmistry. It's called a simian crease. And I feel like I've frozen, but can you still see me? Am I good?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. All right. I'm freezing on my side. So from here all the way over. So that would be your headline or your heart line.
Yeah.
And it goes from one end to the other all the way over here and meets where the 2 meet. If that's straight from one side to the other, you may be a psychopath.
Holy frick. No, my hands are okay. And you know what? Right. I'm one of those. Have you ever heard of the crescent moon people that their hands lined up and they got that going across?
No, the crescent moon.
Yeah, I'm a crescent moon people.
Oh, good. Well, stick with that. That sounds better. All right. So let me see. We got the toe. Oh, acid reflux. If you have really bad acid reflux, you have a serotonin issue. And that serial killers, so how they figured this out was they went to jail and they did a study on serial killers trying to find out similarities, anything that they all seem to have. And so they all seem to have really bad acid reflux. Yeah.
I don't have really.
But if you got a toe and an acid in the hand, there may be something there. We don't know.
If you've got a funny toe and you have acid reflux, your family should keep you away from the silverware drawer
Exactly. No sharp things for you.
for the greater good.
For the greater good. Right. Exactly. Let's see. What else? Oh, I noticed this in, well, I think they were talking about this often. If you have a lot of white showing in your eyes, the white of your eyes, so if you'll see it with some, um, who is that girl? She was an actress. She was really good. And then she got crazy and she has the really thick eyebrows. What is her name? They're like painted on eyebrows. And she was so cute when she was little. Anyways,
I hope that trend goes away in 2026. People, it's not cute. Quit drawing your eyebrows on with permanent markers. Put the Sharpies away. It's over. It's just over.
Groucho was the only one. Groucho Marx could only be pulling that off. Okay, so if you see a lot of white, so if someone's talking to you and they're like, their eyes are like really buggy, and this is how they are all the time. Not just, it's normal to have it with excitement, go, oh, but they're in that state constantly. Or their eyes are, they were saying Billie Eilish, her eyes are drooped down, and then you see a lot of white underneath. That's another sign that there may be something going on. But that doesn't mean she's a serial killer. It just means that that's what she's got.
We got Michelle Wilfong saying Brooke Shields. And we have that girl saying, what's wrong with the crescent moon? The crescent moon is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good thing if your hands.
Yeah, you want crescent moon.
Crescent moon is good. Then there's an X thing. And there's a couple other things that they look for.
Another good one is if you can see, this is a good one.
An M
if you have the diamond shape in your palm, there's a triangle. You can make a triangle. I have triangles on both. That is a sign of a psychic. Really good psychics will have the triangles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right in the middle of your palm. So the bigger the triangle, the more information coming through. It's to represent the all-seeing eye or the third eye. It's kind of like one of those.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So if you have that, that's a good thing.
So far, I'm doing good. I'm still safe to babysit your children or your pets if you go out of town.
Who is that? Oh.
So far, I'm doing good. I'm still safe to babysit your children or your pets if you go out of town.
Good. Like Ed Gein. We know what Ed Gein looks like, right?
Yeah.
He's got the beady eyes. Beady eyes, that narrowed space in between the eyes and the nose. Beady eyes are a sign that you could be. You just might be a psychopath.
Mm.
Yeah, your eyes are good.
I don't think I got that either.
No. So far, we're doing good. We're keeping on.
So far, we're doing good.
Rubber room. We'll end up there for other reasons, but not that.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll say, wow, I can't believe you're arrested. You didn't look like a psychopath. Yeah, right.
So I thought this was really funny. Electric wire hair that won't calm down. So like if you have like really crazy hair, like really wiry, unmanageable with lots of cowlicks, that is another trait that most psychopaths have. They have kind of crazy hair. Yeah, but we're pretty good on that too. Whew.
That could be Albert Einstein, and you could be like unbelievably smart.
That is true. So some people that are incredibly smart, incredibly talented, they may have, they're also kind of on that spectrum, but they're saying environmental, social, any frontal or prefrontal cortex damage could have meant, like, so if you had a brain injury, any chemical imbalances. So there's all sorts of reasons why you would have some of these or a lot of them. So they're not just saying that just because you have it, Susan said I was a serial killer. That's not what I'm saying. So Annette said you were, not Susan.
Susan specifically alluded to the fact
I'm
that
diagnosing no one, but I thought it was kind of fun. So now when you're out and you're talking to all these relatives that you're seeing over the holidays, you'd be like, can I see your hand?
the doorbell rings, you open the door, you
Right.
see their beady eyes in their hair, you slam the door.
Yep. And also the bulbous fingers. So
Bulbous fingers.
bulbous fingers. So it's skinny and then they're bulbed. It's
They look
very
like
interesting.
people with the thick knuckles. Knuckly people.
No, I don't think that they mentioned nothing about knuckles. Sorry. Just bulbous. They're like rounded at the tips. It's very interesting. You'll see them. It almost looks like frogs. Like, I don't want to say that because that's mean. I'm not picking on
Right. Like frogs are kind of skinny and then they got like, and
yeah. So it's kind of like that. But you'll definitely notice that if someone goes to shake your hand, go.
Now we have to spend a minute talking to people about maybe bringing their self-esteem back. Of course, we did not mean you. We meant other people.
Not you.
Other people with funny hands and funny feet, beady
Not
eyes.
you and your beady eyes.
And wonky hair. Not you.
Yeah, right? There's product for that. There's
right.
lots of products for that.
Father Shawn's going to see this. He's going to be like, oh my God. What'd you say earlier? When the cat's away, the mice will play. Hey, let's play. You might be a serial killer and you don't even know it.
But see, now I want people to type in and say, oh my gosh, I dated a guy like that. See, now this is important. Those are mostly men follow that trait. That is a male study. Females, I guess, fall into a different category and they have totally different traits. I mean, some similar, but their traits are, that's right. We can't. But yeah, so women have different traits. This is mostly men. So not picking on men, just saying.
Right.
Yes.
Those are just little disclaimers that mean that we're mostly picking on men. It's just like when people say, I don't want to offend you, but that what's coming. It's the disclaimer. You just come out there with something that, makes stills the water a little bit before you go ahead and hit them with it. Yep. So not anybody that we know, of course, but.
Do you want me to pull a card for you, Annette?
Yes, I want a 2026 card.
All right. Give me something that Annette is going to be looking forward to in 2026. We're going positive. Good. Wheels in motion. So you're going to be moving forward. Once again, still a little bit slow. I know you feel like this is a snail's pace, but it's important that it stays that way for just a little while longer. So I'm going to ask how long, probably into January, March. It'll still be going slow into March. And there's a reason for it, they're saying. So know that that's coming up for you. So look forward to it after that. So you know what's going to happen. Just look for April.
Very nice. So the rest of the winter might be a little subdued.
Right. But that's good. You could write a book.
I could write a book.
That's total enough time for you to push out a book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I'm a Speedy Gonzalez that way.
You are. I'm impressed.
I spent the whole month of October on Help Me, I'm Haunted. And that is a big book. We hold it up and show it.
Yeah.
But if you could see it sideways, that book was over 300 pages. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was a big book. All right, I'm going to pull one for me because I never get to pull one for me.
Let's pull one for Susan.
All right, what am I going to do? Give me some.
If there's a tree frog on the card, that'll be really funny.
What?
If there's what'd you get?
I got friendship. So I'm going to be doing more things with friends And and that was another good thing about 2026 is we're going to get more, we're going to be coming into more freedom. So we're going to be getting more opportunities to travel and to adventure, if that's what you're looking for. I think we were kind of feeling stuck and kept, and this way we can do travel and adventure. It's going to be a little more easier for us.
Nice.
Now, may not be where you want to, it may not be out of the country. It could be just around in places that you've never seen that are right in your own backyard, places around that you've never been to.
Discovery. That's so cool. Discovery.
Yeah. Yep. And I think we need to do that. So I think there's a lot of stuff right here in America that's amazing to see.
And I love history, and find out the history of the place that you live. A lot of us that are involved with paranormal, we do look up history and we do know, but you might be fascinated to find out some of the history of where you live.
Yep.
And
exactly.
After you look things up, you understand things better, and you understand why rivers are named what they're named and all of this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of, it's always more fascinating than someone thinks it's going to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
So we are winding down. We only have 3 minutes left, and I want to be able to send everybody your way. And we both want to thank Michelle DeRoche for helping us today. And she's the girl behind the curtain doing all of the controls, making sure everything goes right. And we just, love and appreciate her very much. And where can people find you, Susan?
CapeCodHappyMedium.com. And that's my website. They can go to my YouTube channel, which is the Happy Medium. And where else? If I could get you guys to go there and give me some thumbs up and likes, then I can go live. I can only do videos right now, but I'd love to do some lives. I've got lots of stuff coming up. I'll be going to Las Vegas next month, and I'd like to be able to do some lives out there. Daniel and I are going to be doing some filming, and we've got some fun projects. So I like to keep everybody in the loop so they can follow me there. Also on TikTok, they can go and I am Cape Cod Happy Medium on TikTok. So,
and we got to pray for Father Shawn that he's well enough for when you get to Las Vegas and visit with you. And that would be like just so super special. So, because he's in Las Vegas.
Yes, he needs to feel better so we can finally, I think we've known each other over 10 years. And we've never met in person.
Get better, Father Shawn.
Please.
And on that
don't forget to like.
Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. All of that helps us.
Yeah, it really does. It keeps us unshadow banned, and it keeps us in the light so that everybody can find it. So,
and we want to wish everybody a great night, a great weekend, and also stay tuned for Spirit Switchboard with Carrie Lynn Shellhorn. And I think that's about it. I think we're out of time.
See you next year.
See you next year. Really appreciate you, Susan. Thank you so much.
Guys.